I cannot believe that I am actually filming this video. I am so excited to share my pregnancy journey with you. Hey guys, welcome to my channel. It's Aimee Esther. If you haven't been here before, hit that subscribe button and head over to my channel and check out some of my other videos. I have several chronic illnesses and I share about my chronic illnesses and how I still live life as a mother and a wife and do all the things while living with these chronic illnesses. So I hope that you will enjoy my channel if you have not been here before. If you have, welcome back. I'm so excited to be sharing this video with you because I am pregnant. I am currently 3 weeks and 6 days pregnant, and I am just over the moon excited. I want to share my whole pregnancy journey with you. I've had a miscarriage in the past, so of course there's a possibility that we only get a few weeks of these update videos, but I'm going to share all of it with you so that you can be along with me, and hopefully we will get to 40 weeks and beyond and get to meet this sweet little baby. I am just so excited, and I'm just real excited. So I wanted to start my 3-week pregnancy update because I pretty much knew I was pregnant at 3 weeks. I found out a couple days ago. So I wanted to share with you my first symptoms, how I knew I was pregnant. I actually am still nursing my daughter, so I didn't know if I could get pregnant or not. My cycle just barely restarted, and it's the first cycle. I have dealt with PCOS and endometriosis, and so it was a struggle to get pregnant the first time, and I wasn't sure how it would be the second time. I went on an ovulation drug and had a surgery before I got pregnant with my daughter, and I'd also previously had a miscarriage. And so it was a little bit of a journey to get to that pregnancy, and I wasn't sure how this one would go, but my doctor had told me that sometimes after pregnancy, especially those first few months after you have started your cycle again, is more likely to get pregnant than before. And this cycle was exactly like it was when I was on Clomid, which is an ovulation drug. And my ovulation was super painful. It hurt for like 6 hours, and that is what happened when I was on Clomid. So I was very, very hopeful when I had that painful ovulation that I would get pregnant this month. So if you don't know this, the first 2 weeks of pregnancy, actually the first 3 weeks of pregnancy, you're not technically pregnant, because doctors don't usually know when you ovulated, but it's easier for people to tell them when they started their period. So technically, the first day of your pregnancy is the first day of your last period, and you're not actually pregnant until about a week after ovulation. About, I think, 6 to 10 days on average after you ovulated. So you're really not pregnant until about 3 weeks. So I knew about right away, I'm pretty sure my baby implanted on exactly 7 days after I ovulated, because a week ago, so last Friday, I was 7 DPO, days past ovulation, and I was so ornery. I just all of a sudden, out of nowhere, my husband said nothing, and then all of a sudden I was just so mad at him. He didn't even do anything. I just got so angry so quick, and I was super impatient, and he even made the joke like, "Are you pregnant? Because this is weird." And I was pretty sure that I was pregnant at that point. And it's because I just really know my body very well. I have several chronic illnesses, so I feel pregnancy symptoms all the time: nausea, fatigue, aches, brain fog. I feel all of those every day. And even though I feel those every day, I am very in tune with my body. I know when things change. And I knew there was a hormone change at that day. So I was pretty sure that I was pregnant and that I would find out that next week that I was pregnant, but I knew I wouldn't get a positive test, so I didn't test on that day. Because once the baby is implanted in the uterus, it takes a few days to produce HCG. It does start producing right away, but you won't get a positive test because you won't have enough until a few days later. So that was my first day and my first symptoms. So that was on a Friday. Saturday came. It was actually my daughter's first birthday. And so we were out doing stuff. We were just having fun, and I just wasn't really paying attention to symptoms. But that night, because we were out doing stuff, her naps got thrown off. And so she woke up in the middle of the night. And I decided to just nurse her because that was the easiest way to put her back to sleep. So I nursed her, and while I was nursing her, almost from 0 to 60, I went from feeling totally normal and fine to I am going to throw up. And I was so nauseous. And it was super weird because I get nausea all the time because of my chronic illness and some stomach issues I have. But it never is like that where it's just all of a sudden super nauseous. So that was my second sign, and I was like, this might be a little baby in there. So then Sunday comes, which is 9 DPO, and I was feeling nauseous that day, but it wasn't anything more than my normal nausea, so I didn't think much of that. But I was very constipated. Sorry, this channel's got all the TMI. If you want to hear the TMI, you're in the right place, you guys. I like hearing your TMI, and I'm going to share you mine because I just have so many chronic illnesses, it just nothing's TMI anymore. So I was very constipated, and I had these crazy dry lips. I don't know why. I don't know if this is a pregnancy symptom. I tried to Google it, couldn't find anything. But ever since Sunday, I've had the driest lips. They hurt. Like I have to have Vaseline on them all the time or they're hurting. It's super weird. So that happened. I was also extremely bloated. Oh, I was so bloated. And bloating is another common symptom that I get, but it felt different than my normal bloating. So I had another feeling that could be pregnancy. Then Monday comes, and for me, the only big difference that I could tell with my first 2 pregnancies and my normal symptoms was that I had cravings. And so the only thing that was different this pregnancy was I had no cravings yet. And so that was kind of the one thing that made me think like, maybe I'm not pregnant, maybe it's just my other stuff. But then Monday comes, and I was craving cheese so bad. And like, I like cheese on stuff, but I just wanted like a slice of cheese, just plain cheese. My husband was making quesadilla, and I was like, you need to give me that cheese right this second. I'm gonna eat it because I just really want cheese for some reason. So after that, I was like, okay, yep, I'm definitely pregnant. So this is 10 DPO, and that night I had 1 pregnancy test left. It was evening, which everyone knows who's trying to get pregnant that you test first thing in the morning. So it was evening. My test was expired. It expired in March, and it is October, so it's very expired. And I was only 10 DPO, and I knew I was 10 DPO because I knew when I'd ovulated. Not only did I have the pain, but I'd also taken an ovulation test, and it was positive. So I knew it was only 10 DPO, and there's a very slim chance that I'd get a positive, even if I was pregnant, but of course, I still tried it. So I took that test Monday night, and when I was looking at it, it looked negative, but the more I looked at it, I thought I saw a line, like the faintest little line, and then it would go away. And then I'd see it again, and I'd leave the room, and I'd come back in, and I would just see this faint line, and then it would blur away, and it was just like taunting me. It was so annoying. I kept thinking, this is just in my brain, it's just making this line, so I'll just wait till tomorrow, I'll buy some new tests. And by the way, I will link below the tests that I use because they're super cheap, and with all 3 of my pregnancies, I have gotten a positive on that first week before I even missed my period, and they are so cheap. They're like $10 for 25. So I'll link those below and you can go get some. But I had bought more. I had got some on Amazon, and they came. And so the next morning I woke up, and the first thing I did was take a pregnancy test. And this time it took a minute, but there was no doubt there was a very faint line there. So throughout the day, with different P's through the day, I tested again. I tested 4 times on these really cheap pregnancy tests, and they were all positive. I got so excited. Went to Target and got my daughter a shirt that said "Best Sister." Got Ari something. But I can't return it, so I hope you like it.
Why can't you return it? Seriously?
Yeah. I took 4.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I wonder why your phone is out. Oh my gosh.
So that was all Tuesday. We were 11 DPO where I got the definite positive pregnancy test. So technically I got a positive on 10 DPO, but for sure it was positive on 11 DPO. And I was just so excited. But that night is when all the symptoms hit me really hard. The nausea hit me really hard. I wasn't even that nauseous with my daughter. Like, I had nausea through the pregnancy, but it wasn't like I felt like I was gonna throw up, or it didn't really even stop me from eating food. Like, I had a few aversions, but it didn't stop me. And I was only 3 weeks and like 4 or 5 days. And I just couldn't stomach anything. My husband, we were celebrating, so he's like, oh, let's go get some fast food burgers and fries and a shake, which I thought would sound really good until we got it. And then I just had a couple bites of the shake and a couple of fries, and I thought I was gonna just throw up. I felt terrible. The fatigue started to hit me. I was so dizzy. I went to work that night. I only tutor like a few hours a day, but I tutor, and it was rough. I was just so dizzy and sick. And then Wednesday comes and same thing happened. So that was yesterday. I was just so sick, so nauseous, so fatigued. And then today, same thing. I'm just dizzy and nauseous and fatigued. But every time I feel like I'm going to vomit, I just get so excited. I'm just so happy, and especially because I've had a miscarriage in the past, and I've heard, don't know if it's true, but I am gonna believe it, that if you are having lots of intense symptoms, that it means that the baby is in there nice and snug and more likely to be staying. And so I'm just so excited, and I just get so excited every time I feel a symptom. That doesn't really bother me. I'm sure eventually it will bother me, but right now I'm just in that high mode where I'm just so excited. And I will probably post this in about a month because I just want to make sure I tell all my family first. So if you're watching this in real time, then I will be uploading a few other videos this week of my weekly updates. And then from then on, I will be doing once a week updates until this little baby joins our family. So I hope you subscribe to my channel if you're interested in seeing more or learning more about my life as a mother with chronic illness. And I will see you next time.